GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening, Wildwood. Tonight we'll break down the statewide severe thunderstorm watch threatening all of our counties and share the latest beach weather and surf outlook. Traffic is moving smoothly aside from the Route 147 closure, and we'll preview the Mudhen Wiffle Ball Tournament. Over to you, Jake.
Tomorrow morning, yoga on the beach begins at sunrise on the boardwalk. Free for all, with experienced instructors and mats supplied by the Wildwood Community Center.
The sunrise session will take place at the north end of the boardwalk, starting precisely at 6 a.m., welcoming beginners and seasoned yogis alike, no registration required.
Local vendors will provide complimentary smoothies and fruit, while proceeds from optional donations will support the Wildwood Youth Arts Program, reinforcing community health and creativity.
With sunrise yoga energizing our boardwalk, there's plenty ahead, so let's transition now and begin the evening's news together, right here on the local Sunset. Here are our top stories. New Jersey officials have placed a severe thunderstorm watch over all 21 counties, including Wildwood, with winds reaching up to 75 miles per hour. Residents should stay alert. Danielle Fior has the full story.
Officials with the New Jersey State Weather Service have just placed a severe thunderstorm watch over every county in the Garden State. The alert covers all 21 counties, including the coastal communities along the Atlantic. Forecasters warn that gusts could reach up to 75 miles per hour, bringing down trees, power outages, and hazardous driving conditions. Residents are being urged to secure outdoor items, stay tuned to local radar, and be ready for sudden heavy rain and possible hail. The watch is effective today, Monday, August 10th, and will remain in force until conditions improve. Keep an eye on updates as the storm system moves inland. Danielle Fior, GMNA News, Wildwood.
Peter Navarro of the Trump administration announced today a set of proposed fishing rule reforms aimed at boosting the fleet operating out of Cape May Harbor in Cape May County. The changes would relax certain catch limits and adjust seasonal closures, measures officials say could increase daily hauls for local boaters while preserving key spawning grounds. Navarro emphasized that the revisions are designed to shore up the region's fishing industry, which has faced declining revenues in recent years. State fisheries officials will review the proposals over the coming weeks and hold a public hearing later this month. If adopted, the rules could allow harbor vessels to target additional species and extend the allowable fishing season by several weeks, offering a potential lift for cruise and related businesses. Local captains expressed cautious optimism, noting that any increase in catch flexibility could help them meet market demand during the peak summer months.
NJCOM released the latest beach weather and surf forecast for today across New Jersey's shoreline, Wildwood included. The report outlines the expected weather and wave conditions for Monday, giving beachgoers a concise view of what the day may bring. It points out overall atmospheric trends, the general feel of the temperature, and the broad character of the surf without delving into exact measurements. By noting whether conditions are likely to stay steady or shift as the afternoon progresses, the forecast helps families, tourists, and locals decide how to shape their beach plans. Whether the goal is a swim, a surf session, a sunbathe, or a leisurely boardwalk walk, the information offers guidance for safe and enjoyable outings. Providing this snapshot, the service aims to support anyone heading to the shore in making the most of their time by the water.
Lower Cape May Regional High School football opens its season on August 27 at the school's field, drawing local fans and alumni eager to see the team start its campaign. Vince Petrosino has the full story.
Season opener for the Lower Cape May Regional High School football squad is set for August 27, 2026. The team will take the field at its home stadium on the school campus in Lower Cape May, with a kickoff time slated for early afternoon. Anticipated crowds of students, parents, and longtime supporters are already lining up for first whistle, reflecting the town's long-standing enthusiasm for Friday night lights. Coaches have confirmed that the opening opponent will travel from a neighboring district, and both squads will complete a full 90-minute match, Equipment trucks are parked along the sidelines, and the marching band has rehearsed the fight song for pre-game ceremony. The atmosphere promises familiar blend of excitement and community spirit that defines football here. Vince Petrosino, GMNA News, Lower Cape May.
The Cape May Theatre is set to launch a special production tonight as the nighttime eclipse rolls across the sky. East Lynne Theatre Company will present Donald Margulies' new play, Lunar Eclipse, timed to coincide with the celestial event. The performance, staged at the historic Cape May Theatre in Cape May County, promises to weave the mystery of the eclipse into the story's themes. Organizers say the show is meant to celebrate the rare alignment, offering audiences a chance to watch art and astronomy intersect. Seats have sold quickly, and local patrons are eager to experience a night where drama and darkness share the stage. The production runs for one evening only, making tonight's showing a unique cultural highlight for the area. Families and school groups have been invited to attend, and the theater is offering a brief pre-show talk about the eclipse's science. Next, we'll explore Wildwood's move ahead with the Back Bay redevelopment, a project reshaping our waterfront. We will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. Work continues today on the city's Back Bay redevelopment, a project aimed at breathing new life into Wildwood's waterfront district. Officials say the next phase will see additional housing units, expanded public spaces, and upgraded transit links along the bay. Construction crews are already installing new utility lines and preparing foundations for a mixed-use complex that will combine retail, office, and residential towers. The city's planning department highlighted that the revitalization is expected to attract businesses and visitors, bolstering the local economy. Residents can look forward to a pedestrian-friendly promenade and expanded park areas, slated for completion over the coming years. City leaders emphasize that the initiative aligns with Wildwood's broader strategy to enhance quality of life while preserving the historic character of the bayfront. Funding for the phase comes from a combination of municipal bonds and provincial grants, ensuring momentum stays strong.
Wildwood marks the 250th anniversary of America with parades, fireworks, and historic exhibits downtown, showcasing community pride and remembrance. Vince Petrosino has the full story.
Along the boardwalk, families gather beneath banners celebrating 250 years of the United States. Live music drifts from a stage near the pier, while local chefs serve classic American fare beside fire pits. The city has opened a temporary exhibit at the historic pavilion, displaying artifacts and photographs that trace the nation's journey from colonial roots to today. School choirs sing patriotic hymns, and a flotilla of decorated boats glides across the surf, each bearing a flag of a different state. Residents wear vintage clothing, reenacting scenes from the 18th century as part of a living history walk. The festivities run through the weekend, inviting neighbors to share stories and reflect on the shared past. Vince Petrosino, GMNA News, Wildwood.
Phase 4 of the city's sewer and water upgrade program reached completion on August 7th, officials said. The project, managed by the city of Wildwood, wrapped up a series of pipe replacements and treatment system enhancements aimed at boosting the town's water quality and overall infrastructure resilience. Engineers reported that the new sanitary sewer lines will handle increased flow, while upgraded water mains are designed to reduce pressure drops and limit leak incidents. The work, which began 2 years ago, involved coordinated crews across several neighborhoods and required temporary road closures and lane shifts. City officials noted that finishing the phase on schedule positions Wildwood to meet upcoming state water standards and supports long-term service reliability for residents. The department will now turn its focus to the next phase of the broader improvement plan.
Wildwood Police Department gathered this morning to honor Patrolman Sean Stimmel, who passed away suddenly after a quarter-century of service. Officers, city officials, and family members stood at the downtown precinct as a flag was lowered to half-staff and a moment of silence was observed. Chief Martinez highlighted Stimmel's dedication, noting he joined the force straight out of the academy and spent his entire career patrolling 5 Mile Beach and the surrounding neighborhoods. Colleagues recalled his calm presence during emergencies and his mentorship of newer deputies. A memorial plaque will be installed at the station later this week, bearing his name and 25 years of faithful duty. The department announced plans to support Stimmel's surviving relatives, and a community fundraiser is slated for next month to aid the family. The ceremony reflected the deep respect held for an officer who made the streets safer for generations. Now let's turn to your evening outlook and see what the skies have in store.
A weakening ridge yields falling pressure and a westward jet, setting the stage for an unsettled evening. On this date, the all-time high for Wildwood sits at 94 degrees, recorded in 2025 during a late summer heat wave that pushed temperatures well above the seasonal norm. The all-time low is 58 degrees, set in 2019 when an early autumn Arctic blast slammed the region, dropping nighttime readings into the 50s. By contrast, the climatological average high hovers around 86 degrees and the average low near 73, making today's 91-degree peak feel a touch above normal but far from the record. The live radar is completely clear across the entire forecast area, showing no precipitation echoes from the coast to the interior. A shallow, subsident air mass sits over the region, reinforced by the westward jet that is steering any moisture well north of us. With high pressure building aloft, the sky will remain dry through the night, allowing us to move on to the evening outlook. Right now, Wildwood sits at 86 degrees, clear sky, with a gentle west wind and humidity near 58%. Pressure is falling, allowing the mid-level jet to drift eastward and keep the air mass slightly unsettled, which is why we'll see clouds creep in after sunset. By 7 o'clock, the temperature will dip to 82 degrees and the sky will turn overcast, lingering through the night. With the jet still aloft, any moisture will remain shallow, so precipitation stays out. UV index this evening holds at 7, and wind will stay below 16 miles per hour, shifting from southwest to west. No active alerts are in effect, so we now turn to the 5-day outlook. Tuesday brings a cloud-filled day with a high of 88 and a low of 73, but the moisture stays aloft, so rain stays out. Wednesday shifts back to clear skies, yet a mid-level disturbance introduces a 45% chance of showers as the high settles at 82 and the low holds at 73. Thursday returns to overcast conditions and a warm high of 88, while Friday clears again with a modest chance of rain and a high of 84. Saturday caps the stretch with a crisp clear sky, high 81 and low 68, offering the coolest night of the period. The pattern is a wavy jet stream that will bring alternating cloud cover and brief rain chances, but temperatures stay comfortably below the historic extremes. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.
Up next, a look at traffic with Route 147 closed, the Mudhen Wiffle Ball Tournament and Snow White Restaurant summer staff. We will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Route 147 eastbound Jugandal at Anglesea Drive is closed, with traffic rerouted onto the nearby side streets. Drivers heading toward North Wildwood should follow the posted detour signs, using County Road 1694 or Atlantic Avenue to loop back onto Route 147. The closure adds roughly 5 to 10 minutes during peak hour, especially for commuters heading to the boardwalk. Aside from that, the rest of the county's road network is moving smoothly. 95 and the Garden State Parkway remain clear, as do Route 22 and Route 56 in the Central Corridor. Local streets in Wildwood and West Wildwood report light traffic, so you can expect a steady flow on your usual routes. No transit delays have been reported this afternoon, and the bus lines continue on schedule. Keep an eye on the signs if you're near the Route 147 detour and enjoy the open roads.
Mudhen Adult Wiffle Ball Tournament rolls onto the Wildwood beach today, giving locals a chance to swing, strike, and soak up the sand, perfect for a quick competitive break. Back-to-school warehouse clothing sale spreads across the boardwalk, offering families deep discounts on school-ready gear so you can stock up without breaking the bank. Free yoga on the beach invites anyone to unroll a mat at sunrise, blend stretch with surf, and start the day centered and refreshed. Looking ahead, Anglesea Nights lands on August 13th in North Wildwood, an evening market packed with food trucks and live music that promises a taste of summer flavor. Also on August 13th, the Wildwood Crest Summer Music Series and Food Truck Festival lights up the Crest Boardwalk, delivering live tunes and tasty bites for a weekend vibe you won't want to miss. And now here's Luke with sports.
Summer heat fuels a packed sports roundup for Philadelphia fans across the board. After a 3-game winless stretch that left the Flyers with 3 loser points, a 4-1 win over Montreal briefly lifted them before a 5-3 loss to the Sabres dropped them to 4 defeats in 5. With Tyson Forrester sidelined, 2 top prospects are poised to become the spark plug the roster craves. The Flyers announced center prospect Jack Berglund will spend the entire 2026-27 campaign on loan with Färjestad BK in the Swedish Hockey League, keeping his development overseas while the club evaluates its depth chart ahead of next season's roster decisions. Kyle Schwarber finally broke his prolonged home run drought with a 2-homer outburst against the Toronto Blue Jays, driving in 4 of Philadelphia's 6 runs in a 12-inning, 6-5 victory, giving the lineup a much-needed power surge as the season heads into its final stretch. Philadelphia hosted 3 free agents at the Jefferson Health Training Complex: defensive tackle David Blay, running back Jacquindon Jackson, and edge rusher Taron Jackson, giving coaches a chance to assess each player's fit as the Eagles shape their roster ahead of preseason competition. 4 former Phillies who never logged a major league appearance, most notably Tim Lahey, a 2008 bullpen stand-in before Brad Lidge's return, were invited to throw ceremonial first pitches, a Field of Dreams-style tribute that validates their contributions and reminds fans of the hidden stories behind the franchise. With training camp on a brief pause for the second time since July 29, Eagles coaches are using the downtime to fine-tune the projected 53-man roster, evaluating players like wide receiver Darius Cooper as they narrow the field toward final cuts before the regular season.
Snow White Restaurant, tucked on the corner of Ocean Avenue in Wildwood, is gearing up for the season with 3 new seasonal hires from Ocean County. Known for its fresh seafood and family-friendly vibe, the eatery has seen a surge in visitors as nearby beaches close for repairs, funneling beachgoers straight to its patio. The additional staff will help keep tables turning and smiles bright, ensuring locals and tourists alike get a taste of that hometown hospitality we all crave. It's more than a kitchen expansion, it's a reminder that our boardwalk businesses keep the community lively when the tide shifts. Snow White's growth means a stronger, more connected 5-mile beach neighborhood. Later we'll count down 5 fun facts about the Atlantic City Boardwalk you won't want to miss. Stay tuned. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. The Atlantic City Boardwalk, opened in 1870, spans over 5 miles, is the nation's first boardwalk, hosts the historic Miss America pageant, and features an iconic steel pier. Vince Petrosino has the full story.
Built in 1870, the Atlantic City Boardwalk holds the title of the nation's first oceanfront promenade. Stretching roughly 2.5 miles, it remains the longest continuous boardwalk on the East Coast. The original wooden planks were swapped for concrete in 1919, giving the walkway the smooth surface visitors know today. A massive fire in 1900 razed much of the early boardwalk, but reconstruction gave rise to the iconic steel pier that still entertains crowds. The historic Boardwalk Hall, opened in 1929, has hosted the Miss America pageant and big band concerts for nearly a century. Those 5 tidbits capture why the Boardwalk stays a top draw for locals and tourists alike. Vince Petrosino, GMNA News, Boardwalk.
Election officials have filed a petition with the United States Supreme Court seeking to block new mail-in ballot regulations proposed by the Trump administration, citing concerns over their effect on the upcoming midterm elections. Alyssa Kowalczyk has the full story.
Election officials gathered before the nation's highest court Monday, filing a petition that seeks an immediate stay on the Trump administration's newly proposed mail-in ballot rules. The filing argues the changes could disrupt the upcoming midterm elections by tightening eligibility requirements and limiting absentee voting options. Lawyers for the officials cited concerns that the rules, still pending final approval, would reduce voter access in key swing states. The Supreme Court has set a hearing window for the request, though no decision has been announced yet. The move adds another legal challenge to the administration's efforts to reshape voting procedures ahead of the November contests in the federal courts. Alyssa Kowalczyk, GMNA News, Washington.
Thank you, Wildwood, for joining us on the local sunset. Tonight's look at the Phase 4 completion of our sewer and water upgrades reminds us of the progress we're making together. I'm Brooke Mancini. Tune in tomorrow for more stories that matter to our community. Good night.